Wraith by William Toney. Chapter 26, Powers in Motion. Jason's Descent into Chaos. The moon hung low over the city, casting faint light over streets that buzzed with restless energy. Jason Black moved through the shadows, the stolen pendant hidden beneath his shirt. Eris's voice was a constant presence, whispering in his mind like a siren's call. "Push them, Jason," she purred. "Show me what you're capable of." He had started small, bending the will of passers-by, a shopkeeper who suddenly forgot the price of her goods, a police officer turning a blind eye to a loiterer. Each act felt like a jolt of adrenaline, a rush of control. But tonight, Jason had bigger plans. He walked into a seedy bar controlled by a local crime boss, a man notorious for running guns and drugs through the city's veins. The air reeked of sweat, smoke, and desperation. The boss, a burly man with a scar running from his temple to his chin, sat at a corner table surrounded by his lackeys. Jason approached, his presence almost unnoticed until he stood directly in front of the table. "Who the hell are you?" the boss growled, his eyes narrowing. Jason didn't answer. He simply focused, letting the pendant's power surge through him. The crime boss's expression shifted, his pupils dilating as his mind succumbed to Jason's influence. A smile curled on Jason's lips as he planted a suggestion deep into the man's psyche. "You can't trust them," Jason whispered, his voice smooth and hypnotic. "They're plotting against you." The boss blinked, his gaze snapping to his men. Suspicion clouded his features, and his hand inched toward the gun holstered at his side. "Boss?" one of the lackeys asked, concern evident. "Shut up," the boss barked, his hand trembling as he drew the gun and pointed it at the man. "You think I don't know what you're up to?" The bar erupted into chaos as accusations flew, and soon fists and weapons followed. Jason stepped back, watching with cold satisfaction as the gang turned on itself. Eris materialized beside him, her golden gown glowing faintly in the dim light. "Exquisite," she said, clapping softly. "Chaos suits you." Jason clenched his fists, exhilarated but uneasy. "This power, it's incredible." Eris smiled, leaning closer. "And this is just the beginning, Jason. Embrace it, and you'll become unstoppable." Lilah's training. In the quiet of her apartment, Lilah sat cross-legged on the floor, the silver bracelet warm against her wrist. The entity manifested before her, its ethereal form glowing softly. Its voice, calm and ancient, resonated in the stillness. "You are progressing well, Lilah," it said, "but power is nothing without control." Lilah nodded, her breath steady. "I want to understand. I need to protect the people I care about." The entity extended its hand, and a shimmering spear formed in the air. "This is your spirit spear, a manifestation of your will and resolve. It cannot kill, but it can paralyze and repel those who threaten you. It is a tool of defense, not destruction." Lilah reached out, the spear's weightless form settling into her grip. A surge of energy coursed through her, the spear's glow matching the steady beat of her heart. "Try," the entity encouraged. Lilah stood focusing on a chair across the room. With a flick of her wrist, she hurled the spear. It flew straight and true, slamming into the chair and sending it skidding across the floor. She swayed, the effort leaving her momentarily winded. "The spear draws from your strength," the entity explained. "Use it sparingly, or you will find yourself vulnerable." Lilah nodded, determination hardening her features. "I'll learn, whatever it takes." The entity's gaze softened. "You are more capable than you realize, but the path ahead will test you. Trust your instincts, Lilah, and trust your heart." Wright's growing paranoia. Charles Wright stormed through his office, his composure unraveling. The stolen pendant had left a gaping hole in his plans, and the knowledge that Eris had likely orchestrated the theft only deepened his paranoia. Eris appeared in the corner, leaning against the wall with a faint smirk. "Still brooding, Charles?" Wright spun to face her, his face red with fury. "You let him take it? That pendant was everything." Eris yawned, examining her nails. "The pendant was a tool, nothing more. Jason is proving to be far more useful." Wright slammed his fist on the desk. "Useful? He's a loose cannon, And now I'm left with nothing. Eris's expression turned cold and she stepped closer, her golden eyes burning. Nothing. Charles, I've given you more than you deserve. You wanted power, and I indulged you. But your petty ambitions are a waste of my time. Jason is the future. Wright's anger faltered, replaced by a flicker of fear. You're abandoning me. Eris laughed, the sound sharp and cruel. Abandoning? Oh, Charles, you were abandoned the moment you stopped being entertaining. Now stay out of my way. With that, she vanished, leaving Wright alone in his crumbling empire. Aaron's search for answers. Aaron moved through the dark corridors of City Hall, his footsteps silent. The documents he had found earlier had painted a damning picture of Wright's connections to Marcus's gang and other criminal networks. But it was the whispers of a new player, Jason, that troubled him most. Allistor, Aaron said softly, his voice barely a whisper. What do you know about this, Jason? Allistor materialized beside him, his expression smug. A zealot. Dangerous, yes, but predictable. He fancies himself a crusader, though his methods lack your finesse. Aaron clenched his jaw. And Eris? What's her play here? Allistor's smirk faded, and his golden eyes narrowed. Eris is a wild card. She's always been reckless, but her power is not to be underestimated. If she's grooming Jason, it's not just for fun. She's building a weapon. Aaron's fist tightened. Then I'll stop them both. Allistor chuckled darkly. Bold words, but remember, Aaron, every step you take draws you deeper into this game. Are you prepared to face the consequences? Aaron didn't answer, his resolve unshaken. As he stepped into the cool night air, he felt the weight of the city pressing down on him. But he also felt something else, a flicker of hope. Lilah was learning, and together, they might just have a chance.